If we find not guilty on 2 charges but can't agree on 1 charge, is it a hung jury on all 3 charges or just 1 charge?
After accident resulting in death, the defendant not guilty or guilty? So say you, Mr.
Seated. Jurors, we thank you for your service. We're going to send you back. Your service is complete. I'd like to...
Number 1 is I could not be standing here without these amazing supporters who have...
For hearing.
I think what happened last year with the same verdict form explains... The thing I want to say is no one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe.
June 18th, 2025. And the clouds parted. Karen Reed walks free. Welcome back, roommates. You're in Alexa's room, where we don't pretend to be lawyers, doctors, or cops. We're just humans. Human enough to care. Human enough to speak. And today, we're talking about the end of a battle that felt biblical. Karen Reed's retrial, case 2282, CR1 17001, second-degree murder. The verdict? Not guilty. Count 2? Not guilty. Count 5. Operating under the influence? Guilty. A single storm cloud in an otherwise clear sky. Now, whether you call it karma, divine timing, or just fate in a messy bun, something poetic happened right before that verdict landed. And let me walk you through it. A handwritten note, scribbled like a ransom letter on the back of a suspicious-looking receipt. Could have been from a pizza joint, could have been from purgatory, hard to tell. The note read, "I backed into your taillight. Please contact me." True stories. And again, in case you didn't get it the first time, truestories.com. It's as if he thought the paper was a voicemail. But here's the kicker. This wasn't some random tale floating in the X Twitter abyss. This was posted by a Free Karen Reed supporter named Halfhammer Rises, who filmed what they claim was John DePetro, yes, that John, smashing into a parked car and trying to slink away like a raccoon caught raiding the garbage. Except someone hit record. There he was, caught in 4K, crouching, picking up shards of someone's busted taillight like a man trying to clean up guilt with a napkin, holding what looked like a rubber glove. No joke, I thought it was forensic cosplay, and placing those shards on the back of the truck as if arranging flowers at a crime scene. "You can't make this stuff up," the woman behind the camera said, and she was right. Because that's how a taillight breaks. That's how evidence shatters. Just like they said Karen's did. All of this, on the very day the verdict dropped. The irony, palpable. The timing, suspiciously cinematic. Later, whispers rippled through the courthouse. The jury had knocked, said they had a verdict. Then, psych, knocked again, saying, "Wait, never mind." Chaos, confusion. Court officers scrambling like they were running tech at a wedding gone wrong. They sealed the first verdict slip like it was the Ark of the Covenant. And maybe that's for the best. Who knows what half-baked mess was scribbled on that sheet? Could have been a bureaucratic typo. Could have been divine intervention. Either way, the final verdict was still to come. And when it finally did, Karen was convicted of only one thing: operating under the influence. Just that. 1 count, 1 year of probation, and a rehab program. The kind you give first-time offenders. Not a killer, not a monster, just a person who drove after drinking. That's it. And after 3 years of soul-ripping trials, smear campaigns, and media crucifixion, that's a massive win. Team Karen can finally exhale. Judge Beverly Canello, who had the expression of a woman trapped in an elevator with an ex, asked if they wanted to handle sentencing today. Everyone agreed. The Commonwealth gave the standard sentence. No extra punishment, no ceremonial public flogging, just justice. For once. Even Beverly looked like she needed a drink and a cheeseburger. It's surreal, you know? This case dragged us all through the trenches. I've only been covering it for a year, but it cracked something open in me. This was the story that lit the fire, the reason Alexa's room exists. And you, yes, you watching, you're the reason it kept going. But don't pop the champagne just yet. This isn't the end. There's still more to fight, more to unravel, more injustice clinging to the corners of this case and beyond. So stay close. We're just getting started. And now, a word to the man they call Meatball. You wasted millions of taxpayer dollars, prosecuting a woman twice for a crime she didn't commit. You ran this circus like it was your campaign trail. And word on the street, you want re-election. Buddy, after this debacle, you couldn't get elected as prom king at a middle school? And yet, the most heartbreaking line of the day came from Karen herself. "No one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have." And she's right. The cops failed. The state failed. The system failed. The investigation was so sloppy, it might as well have been written in crayon. And the people trusted to protect the truth chose to protect themselves instead. Karen fought harder for John than anyone wearing a badge. And now that she's free, it's time to free Turtle Boy. You know who you are. You've been dragged through the mud for telling the truth. And we see you. So thank you for being part of this community, for screaming into the void with me, for refusing to let the story be rewritten by people in power. Because here in Alexa's room, we speak, we fight, and we don't forget. This isn't just commentary, this is war, and we're just getting warmed up.